Hey, there you are. Congratulations again on your promotion to team manager, and welcome to your new NHRA drag racing team. I'm the team's crew chief. I wear a lot of hats around here, but right now my job is to get you up to speed. Last season wasn't great. We didn't perform very well, and we still don't have a lot of funding, but I'm certain that with you as manager, we can turn it around. Let's climb the rankings, race against the best, and take home that championship trophy. But before we think about that, I'm here to help you learn the basics about drag racing. Come on, let me show you the ropes. This is our test track. Here we can try out our vehicles and any setup changes you make in a relatively safe environment. Right now, we compete in stock vehicle drag racing. The idea is fairly simple. Floor the throttle, keep the car straight, don't crash, and be fastest to the finish line. Seems easy, right? It's a little more complicated than that. Don't worry, we'll take you through the steps one by one. First phase of drag racing is the burnout. The goal of a burnout is to heat up the tires and lay down tire rubber on the track to have better grip at the start line. Now you want to let go of the brake and stay on the throttle. Great work! The tires are nice and hot. You put down good rubber onto the track. You should have some excellent grip off the start line now. Try to keep your vehicle under control while rolling out. Let's try that again. Now that your tires are warmed up, we need to roll back over the staging line. Shift down until your car enters reverse gear. Once you're in reverse, press the throttle gently to roll the car back into the staging area. Okay, now we can begin the staging process. The staging line is where we start the race from. Shift up into forward gear and gently roll forward. Be careful not to stage too deep. If you cross the staging line, it's a jump start. This is what we like to call the Christmas tree. Notice the large row of lights below the staging lights? That will tell you when you can start to floor it. When the amber light turns on, that means it's time to react. You got a few tenths of a second before the green light turns on, so hit the throttle as quickly as you can. If you do cross the deep staging line while the amber light is shining, the red light will turn on. The red light signals a disqualification. Once the light turns green, it's go time. Only then can your car cross the staging line.
Tu canal de videojuego random, suscríbete, dale a me gusta y comparte, gracias totales.
Careful, try to keep the car straight. Crashing's expensive, and more importantly, we need you to come back in one piece. Try again. Pressure on your brake system. Chutes are helpful, but they won't. Great work! You made it across the finish line, and you managed to stop your vehicle before hitting the sandbox. Let's head on over to the garage and get you more acquainted with the inside. Welcome to the garage area. This is where you prepare the vehicle for the upcoming race weekend. Your vehicle is divided into different parts, which affect the performance. Let's go over tuning your vehicle. It may seem like an ultra-powerful machine, but it's also quite delicate. For the car to perform at its best, it has to take many factors into account. You can tune your vehicle to account for these factors in order to get the optimal performance out of your car. This is the Research and Development Department. Here you can start R&D projects to improve your parts. Pay attention to how much money and time each R&D project will cost. These improvements are permanent and transferable to newly installed parts, so don't worry. You can swap parts as much as you want after an R&D project is complete. Let's start an R&D project. Take your pick. Let's buy a new part to use in the upcoming race weekend. Because these parts are brand new, they're better quality than your previous ones. They'll also last longer and improve the performance of your vehicle. Feel free to purchase any part that catches your eye. Welcome to your first race weekend. Let me explain how NHRA competition works. Every NHRA Championship season is broken up into several different race weekends. During a race weekend, you earn points towards your championship total. The driver with the most points at the end becomes the champion and gets a championship Wally to add to their trophy cabinet. Winning a race weekend not only earns you a Wally, it nets you a decent haul of cash as well. A race weekend consists of 3 days on track. Test races on Friday, qualifiers on Saturday, and elimination races on Sunday. This is the pit. Here we do maintenance between races. Here you can repair low-integrity parts, replace broken parts, or tune the car. Parts will always break down over time in this sport, but mishandling will lead to more issues. So be careful when you're out there on track. You have a set amount of time to make all your repairs and replacements, so make sure you plan accordingly.
It's race day here at the Fairplex, also known as Auto Club Raceway in Probando. The drivers and the crews are getting ready down in the pits on a great day at and they're out for the weekend after that big crash. It's time for our next race of the weekend. Hopefully you're ready for more heart-pounding NHRA action. I don't know about you, but I can hardly wait for what's to come. If you're lucky this weekend, race fans, you can get a chance to run into some of your favorite drivers right down at the midway. Do not be shy. They love taking photos and giving autographs. The track maintenance crew has been working very hard to sweep and spray the track in preparation for this event. They do good work, folks. In case you were wondering, yes, the Wally Trophy is named after the injured daughter of Wally Parks. It's quite a popular figure around here. Every driver wants a Wally to take home with him. If you're lucky this weekend, race fans, you can get a chance to run into some of your favorite drivers right down at the midway. Do not be shy. They love taking photos and giving autographs. I can feel the anticipation for our next race coming up here in the commentary box, ladies and gentlemen. The roar of the engines firing up, the smell of the exhaust, the sun opening out the engines. It does not get better than this. Oh dear, that's unsafe driving to cross the center line like that. That should result in a disqualification. These drivers spare no detail when it comes to races. Humidity, air temperature, track temperature, density, altitude, even the composition of the racetrack may be itself. Here we are then. It's a beautiful day for drag racing, ladies and gentlemen. What better place to bring you all the action right here on NHRA Racing. That'll be a disqualification for crossing the center line. Our founder, Wally Parks, began the NHRA in 1951 to promote safety and organization for outbound drag racing. 25,000 people signed up for the first. What a disappointing finish to the race. The driver in the right lane has made a lane violation. The grandstands are filling up with NHRA fans, and if you're anything like me, you've been looking forward to looks like a little debris on the racetrack. We'll get that cleared up before our next race. easy work of their opponent in the first round. I think I'm losing my voice. What a race we just saw. And we've got more NHRA drag racing action coming your way. Four football fields in less than 5 seconds. That's an indication of just how lightning these cars are. That race certainly did not disappoint. Wow, that was something special, wasn't it? Two of the NHRA's brightest stars head-to-head. Four football fields in less than 5 seconds. That's an indication of just how lightning quick these cars are, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, that's a huge crash. The safety safari is on the way. Make sure you've got your earplugs or earmuffs in for this next pass. These engines hit decibel levels of 150 dB, which is as loud as a firework. The driver in the right lane loses control and crosses the center line. Can't do that, I'm afraid. I can feel the anticipation for our next race coming up here in the commentary box, ladies and gentlemen. The roar of the engines firing up, the smell of the exhaust, the sun lifting out the engines. It does not get better than this. Like an expensive repair job. What a pleasure it is to call this event in front of our loyal NHRA fans. No better fans than NHRA drag racing fans. What a beautiful day for drag racing. Couldn't have asked for anything better, and I don't know about you, but I think the competition is going to be just as good as the weather. Love to see all of our young NHRA fans in the audience. Don't forget, kids, drag racing is a precision NHRA drag racing. Kids from ages 5 to 17 drag racing career started at Station Texas. The driver has crossed the lane boundary, and that will bring an early end to their day. In case you were wondering, yes, the Wallet Trophy is named after the entrance found in the parts. It's quite a popular figure around here. The driver wants a wallet. We've got a lane violation, and that is a disqualification. having a good time out there, folks? Let me hear you. What a shame. One of the cars has jumped across the center line, which is an instant disqualification. The NHRA Safety Safari does such a great job each and every weekend in keeping the drivers and the spectators safe. Give them a big round of applause. Oh, that's a center line violation, which means instant disqualification.